Our kitchen project continues. We've torn the whole thing apart and are well on our way to rebuilding it. It's taken more than 6 weeks so far, but as they say, it's all in the prep. With the arrival of Mario, our drywaller, things are really looking up. He's brought his son along to help, and they rapidly get the job going, starting at the top, measuring for all the outlets and wiring positions, and then moving down to cut holes for the plumbing and allowances for the hall doorway. Within just a few hours, they install all the boards. To save a bit of money, we decided not to demolish the ceiling. Mario felt that he could work with it, even though it was a bit uneven. It's day 2 of drywalling, and Mario's ready to start the mudding. But first, Lori has a concern that several of the electric boxes are not at the same level. Mario checks with his laser level, and sure enough, some are at different heights. Thankfully, they are easy to adjust, but it's good to catch it now before the backsplash is cut, when we'd really regret not making the adjustments. My time-lapse camera really exaggerates Mario's efficiency as he works the first layer of mud, but honestly, he works at high speed all the time. Day 3, Mario starts on stilts, taping the ceiling corners and keeping the joint lines as straight as possible. I don't know how he doesn't fall over on those stilts. Plaster and joints have to be done in layers, so each day for the next few days, he'll come and work a couple of hours on each stage. Some of the ceiling needs major filling, which he does with the panache of a ballet dancer. These heavily filled areas will need the weekend to dry out. The following week starts with sanding. Mario's work is remarkable. For the most part, his plastering is so finely finished it barely needs sanding. We'd expected a massive drywall dust, but it isn't that bad. There's still another major layering for him to do on the ceiling, so he'll repeat the process once more in a couple of days. We didn't film Mario's final visit as he was in and out so fast, but suffice it to say there wasn't much sanding and no additional filling was necessary. Our job for the next couple of days is to prime the drywall, then finish paint the ceiling and the walls. I'm trying to keep the subfloor as clean as possible in preparation for installing the floor, so I cover it with cardboard and drop cloths before painting. 2 coats of quality primer, two coats of ceiling paint, and then pigmented paint anywhere that will be seen after the cabinets and counters are installed. We're using Benjamin Moore Revere Pewter, a color we've used in various densities throughout the house. Don, our designer, has been working closely with the cabinet makers. So sure enough, during our second day of painting, he lets us know that we can pick them up as soon as we're ready. I pick Don up on the way back, and we get to work putting the base cabinets in. Basically, at this point, I'm just Don's helper, having never installed cabinets before. He's been designing and installing cabinets all his life, so he makes it easy, measuring everything precisely to get each cabinet in just the right place.
Yeah, so that's the starting point.
So what's the width that you're working to is 32 in here?
Yeah.
Then adjusting them so that they are perfectly level. I'm also starting to appreciate how important it was to get a good subfloor down. Once the base cabinets are fastened into place, it's time to repeat the process with the upper cabinets. We assemble the cabinets in blocks. Don uses a leveling bar that he screws to the wall. Then we hoist the cabinets onto the bar, which acts like a ledge. I hold them in place while Don screws the cabinets to the wall. Luckily, we thought ahead to mark where all the studs are. Our curious Burmilla cat, Hildy, studies our work thoroughly at every stage. I think we passed her inspection. By this day's end, we have all but one cabinet installed. The cabinet makers are still finishing the doors, so I decide to start installing the final flooring. We've picked real cork for the flooring. We installed cork here in a mini reno nearly 20 years ago and just loved it. It's very forgiving if you drop anything, easy on your feet when you're cooking, and a breeze to install. And it looks great. The cork boards literally snap together, and it's sometimes referred to as click flooring because of that. The cork is made with a flexible plastic core that makes it both very durable and easy to work with. The floor floats on top of the subfloor and doesn't get glued or screwed down, allowing it to expand and contract over time. Not long through the morning, the technician from Latitudes, the company making our countertops and backsplash, arrives to measure for the countertop. He uses a mapping tool that precisely captures the dimensions and shape of the counter. It's pretty simple, actually. A dedicated computer with an integrated tape measure. You place the end of the tape measure at every corner point for each slab of the countertop. Once you've captured the points, you double check with a conventional tape measure. Once the counter is installed, then Latitude will measure a second time for the backsplash. Anyway, it's all over in about 20 minutes, so I get back to work on the floor. The second half of the flooring sails by. There are a few tricky measurements and cuts to make, but it seems to go without a hitch. I'm installing it just slightly under the cabinets, which will allow us to replace it if necessary. Once the cabinets and kick plates are in, the floor will seem to extend almost seamlessly throughout. Within a couple of hours, most of it's complete. The last piece of the puzzle is to make a transition from the cork floor to the oak in the hallway. For now, I cut a piece of plywood to fill the gap, but in the end, it will be a custom piece of oak. With our project completion on the horizon, we reward ourselves with a mini break on our boat. And we luck out with picture postcard weather. With very light winds, it's a perfect day for a relaxing sail.
Wow, great way to begin July.
Our cats Fred and Hildy are aboard and hanging out below. And with a bit of persuasion, Lori digs them out. They don't like it when it's tippy, but today it's really flat, so it's great for cat sailing. Zero wind. An afternoon of gentle wind, and we forget about all the other things going on.
Now believe.
We return to the harbor feeling recharged and ready for the next big push back at the house. I pick up all the lower doors from the cabinet makers, and with Don, we're aiming to get them installed today. Don quickly trains me on how to install the hardware, which I stumble through but gradually pick up on. Nearing the end of the day, we install the oak trim for the top cupboards. The top cupboards are being lacquered in a pale blue-green, and the oak trim will outline the upper cupboards, tying them into the design with the lower oak finish. Before calling it a day, we install the hardware for the garbage cupboard and adjust all the doors and drawer fronts. It's really coming together now. Next up on Turn Left here, a final sprint. Countertops, electrical, plumbing, upper doors, appliances, and so much more. If you like this video, please let us know and be sure to subscribe to help support our channel. See you next time.